Number 73. Uranium can be isolated from its ores by dissolving it as UO2 NO3 then separating it as solid UO2C2O4 3H2O, which is a hydrate. Now, they're telling us that the addition of 0.4031 grams of sodium oxalate, which is Na2C2O4, to a solution containing 1.481 grams of uranyl nitrate, which is UO2NO3 will yield 1.073 grams of the solid hydrate, right? And then they gave us this equation. Now, all we have to do out of all of that wording is we have to just determine the limiting reactant and the percent yield of this reaction. Cool. So, you guys probably know what I'm going to do. We got to write out this bigger, right? We can't do any of this stoichiometry without a balance equation that we could work off of. So I'm just going to write that out. So we have Na2C2O4, that's one reactant, plus the UO2, right, NO3 plus 3H2O. All three of those together will form that hydrate. And now I'm getting a little bit off track here, so let's just see if I can. There we go. That's much better. Okay. So then we have UO2, C2O4, dot 3H2O, and then plus 2 NaNO3. Now, let's just write down what they gave us. They told us that if we added together 0.4031 grams of the sodium oxalate, which is this, so I know that I have 0.4031 grams of this, and if I'm adding that to a solution of 1.481 grams of the uranyl nitrate, which is this guy over here, so I have 1.481 grams of this compound, in the lab, it actually yielded this amount. Now, did you see how I added the word actual, right? When whoever did this experiment, right, when they added these two amounts together, it actually yielded 1.073 grams. So this amount is our actual yield. This is going to come into play when we have to find the percent yield. And I might as well just put the formula up here for right now, which is this formula. Okay. So in order to find a percent yield, right, we need to have an actual yield and a theoretical yield. This amount that they told us was what the scientists actually isolated, right? So we know the top number. So this is 1.073 grams. So in order to find this out, we have to find the theoretical yield, and that's what we're going to figure out now. So the first thing is whenever you have two amounts of a reactant, right, on your reactant side, you have to first find out which one is the limiting reactant, because only the limiting reactant will give you your theoretical yield. Which one is limiting? I don't know yet. I just want to make this clear though, guys. The limiting reactant is not the lower amount. A lot of you guys, or a lot of students that I've worked with, always say that the limiting reactant is the lowest amount, but it's not that, okay? We have to find out what is the limiting reactant. Well, how do we do that? Well, I like to make a chart. So I take these two amounts and I just make this little chart, and which now there's going to be 4 boxes, okay? The first ones, the ones that they gave you, these are the I haves. So I have 0.4031 grams of this compound and 1.481 grams of this compound. We now have to find out how much I need. So we're either going to find out how much I need of this compound or of this one. It doesn't matter which one you solve for, but the way that you're going to do it is you're going to take one amount that you have and find out what the answer is for the other compound. So if I take this amount, I'll find out how much Na2C2O4 I need. Doesn't matter which one you use, you will get the same answer at the end. Since this is on the left-hand side, I guess we'll go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the 0.4031 grams of Na2C2O4 and find out how many grams of this compound do I need. All right. Now, we know how to do this, right? We've done tons of stoichiometry. We're just going to use our little, our stoichiometry, roadmap here. So I'm just going to fill it in for what we need. We're going to start with 0.4031 grams of not A anymore, but it's specifically, and if I just pull this out a little bit, it's specifically the Na2C2O4. And just remember, you could have started with the other one, doesn't matter. I can get the moles of that compound, so Na2C2O4, and then I'm going to get the moles of the other reactant. So I'm going to wind up getting the moles of UO2, NO3 2, and then I can finally get the grams of the UO2, NO3 2. Okay. Let me just pull this up a little bit. And I think I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let's get started. I have 0.4031, and now this is going to be grams of Na2C2O4. I'm going to use my ratio, right? Times by a ratio. We're going to throw the grams of the Na2C2O4 on the bottom. The moles of Na2C2O4 goes up on the top, right? And this is a gram to mole conversion of the same compound. That's always going to be the periodic table. So get your periodic tables out, guys, okay? Remember, on the periodic table, it's always 1 mole. The mass is going to go with the grams. So I have 2 sodiums, so 2 times 22.99, plus 2 times 12.01, the carbon, and then 4 times 16. So I get roughly 134 grams. Okay, cancel out the units, and now we're moving on. So, next one. Multiply by a ratio, throw the moles of the Na2C2O4 on the bottom, and just look ahead, right? You want the moles of the other reactant, so mole of the UO2, NO3 2 goes up on the top. Whenever it's a mole-to-mole ratio of different units, we're going to be using the balanced equation. Now, I didn't really check that this was balanced, but I do see that, we do have coefficients here, right? Which chances are that means that it's balanced. But if we look at these two compounds, right, I see that I don't have a coefficient in front of either of them. That means that there is only one of each, right? So for every one Na2C2O4, and maybe I'll write that in black, I have one UO2 NO3 2. And now this cancels out. One more step away, we just got to find out how many grams we have. So I make another ratio. Now the mole of UO2 NO3 2 goes on the bottom, and grams of UO2 NO3 2 goes up on the top, right? It's a gram to mole relationship of the same compound. That's the periodic table again. So 1 mole is whatever the mass is on the periodic table. So let's see. I have 1 uranium, and I believe uranium is somewhere. Okay, it's number 92. So it's 238 on the periodic table, plus 2 times 16. That's for the oxygen. And now I have 2 more nitrogen and 6 more oxygen. So I'm going to add 2 times 14.01. And then I'm going to add the 6 times 16. So I get 394.02. Okay. Now, we're just going to find out how many grams of the other reactant do I need. So I'm just going to do this math real quick. 0.4031 divided by 134. And then just times it by 394.02. I get 1.185, we'll say, and that's the grams of the UO2 NO3 2. So that is the number that goes here, okay? So I'm just going to put that down right here. 1.185 grams. Now, in order to simplify all this, I'm going to get rid of all the work that I just did. I know. So if you need to write it down, just pause the video, okay? But it's going, all right? So here we go. Unfortunately, gotta say bye-bye. This is the only thing that matters, right? So now all we have to do is just analyze what's going on here, right? So let's talk it out, right? If you have this amount, you have 1.481 grams of this compound, and you only need 1.185 grams, if you have more than you need, will there be excess? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Will there be an excess? So I just look and I see, if I need less than what I have, of course, I'm going to have an excess. How much is the excess? You would just subtract these two numbers, right? So the answer is yes, there would be an excess for this compound. And if the answer is yes, that means that this is the excess reagent or the excess reactant. Excess reactant is not the one that gets used up. It's the one that, doesn't go to completion. So if this is the excess reactant, what do you think this one is? Yeah, this one is the limiting reactant. So we already found out what the first answer is. So I'm just going to put that over here. The limiting reactant is the one that gets used up. And in this case, it is Na2C2O4. So that's our first answer. Now, just to put things into perspective, after I just, box this answer off as nicely as I can. Okay, cool. That's good enough. If you did it the other way, you would need way more than what you have. So basically, the I need number would have been higher than what you have, and you would have seen that there would be no excess, and then that would be the limiting reactant. Okay, so check for this one. Now we just have to find the percent yield. But the percent yield is always coming from the limiting reactant. So now I have to do the whole process again, grams to moles to moles to grams, to get it to this compound, which is the product. So basically, we have to solve for this amount, because the actual yield is that amount in that compound, so I need to have it in the same compound, and I'm always going to take the limiting reactant. So let's do it again. Fun, right? Let's see if we can do it without that little helper, right? We've done these tons and tons of times, so we're good. Maybe I'll put this number in black. Okay, so we have 0.4031, and that's the grams of the Na2C2O4. We have to go to moles, right? We can't convert over to the other compound until we have moles. So the same thing that we've done before, and then moles of Na2C2O4 goes up on the top. This we already did before, right? 1 mole is whatever it is on the periodic table. And let me just quickly do it again because I accidentally didn't save it, but I can do it real quick. Okay, it's 134. That was the amount on the periodic table. Now we're going to convert it into the product, right? So times by that ratio, the mole of Na2C2O4 goes on the bottom, and now we're crossing over. Mole of the UO2 C2O4 dot 3H2O. That's the product. Balanced equation, we got to look at those coefficients. For this compound, remember it was 1, so that stays the same. And for this compound, since there's nothing in front of it, it's also a 1. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. These cancel out, and we just need to find out those grams, right? So mole of UO2 Na2C2O4 dot 3 H2Os. Keep in mind that you have to keep the actual whole hydrate. So you have to keep the 3 H2Os. So UO2, C2, what is it? C2O4? C2O4 dot 3 H2O. This is getting crazy. Sorry guys if I'm being a little sloppy, but I hope you get it, okay? All right, mole to gram, 1 mole, get the number on the periodic table. So let's see, we got a uranium, which is 238. We got 2 oxygens, so plus 2 times 16. Then we have 2 carbons coming up, so plus 2 times 12. Then we have 4 oxygens, so 4 times 16. Then we have to do the H2O component. So I have 6 hydrogens. And then we have 3 additional oxygens. Okay, so I get roughly 412.068. Cancel the unit moles, and now we have our theoretical yield. I'll just put this answer at the top here, okay? So let's just do this 0.4031 divided by 134, and then times by that. So I get roughly 1.2, we'll say 1.4. They go a couple of more decimals. So 1.23, we'll say 1.240 grams of the hydrate. Okay, that's the theoretical yield. So that is the answer to the bottom number. That's how much you would have produced without any error in the laboratory. But there's always going to be error, so, that's why there was a little bit less, right? They actually got 1.073 out of a total of 1.240. I'm going to erase this, guys, so just pause it if you need it. But basically, we're ready to do the percent yield formula, right? So I'm just going to take these numbers, right? The percent yield is the actual yield. I'm just going to write times 100. Percent yield is the actual yield, which is what they told me, 1.073 grams of the solid divided by what we found out, 1.240 grams. And that's it. So maybe I'll just move this over a little bit. So let's calculate and be done, right? So let's see. 1.073 divided by 1.240 times 100. So this scientist did pretty well. They got an 86.5% yield. Not too bad. Think of it as a test. On a test, they would have gotten 86.5% correct, right? So that's pretty good. And that is your final answer, guys. So the percent yield, pretty high, 86.5, and the limiting reactant was Na2C2O4, and we are done. Thank you so much for viewing the video. I really hope this helped. Let me know in the comments, okay? I hope you're studying hard, and good luck on all your tests and quizzes. You got this. I'm rooting for you guys. Good luck, and I will see you in future lessons. Bye-bye.